good morning. Another week. Here we go. Monday morning, 1st of June. Fabulous to have you here. It is wonderful to be back. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. We did very little actually, it was lovely. What we did do was plan our prices picks for Friday. We've decided that Friday disco is going to be all around Pride. So we're going to have lots and lots of fun on Friday. It's fabulous to be back. Thank you all for joining us. It's wonderful to have you here. Good morning, Miss Linda. Good morning. Bear with us just while everybody is logging in. I've changed my view ever so slightly today, so you can see the grass that's behind me. How lush is that? It's beautiful. Just let me see if I can get this a little bit higher and do it that way. There we go. There we are. How lovely is that? Really nice. Good morning, Miss Amanda. How are you? Oh, it's just so nice. Monday morning, everybody catching up. Morning, Emma G. How are you doing? Yay. So I got a little bit carried away this morning. I've been doing some writing. I know, I write as well as talk. Quite impressed with my little self. Suddenly realised, if I'm being honest, at 10:25. I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready. So we're just breathing. We're just going to sit here for a minute. I've got a feeling that the camera's slightly skew with, but we'll be right. We'll all be good. Yay. I'm glad you're good. Glad you're good, Amanda. Yay. I'm good, thank you, Miss Emma. I am actually. I'm just sitting. It's quite funny actually, because I don't kind of sit and look at this view that way. I'm usually looking the other way, so it's quite, you know, when you're like, ooh, I'm not looking at myself, I'm looking at the view, everybody. How nice is that? I could turn the other way, but then you just get a view in my living room. That's not exciting. No, just looking. There's one spaniel. I don't know where the other one's gone. He'll be about somewhere. Oh, he's down there. He's lying in the shade. Lord love him. So, bear with us a moment now, just while everybody's joining us. Just going to sit here for a little moment and just give myself time to have a breath. I wanted actually today to, it's what I've just been writing about, look at how we can start to plan and make a plan specific for us around what do we do after the lockdown is released. Because I'm getting a lot of people asking, and you know, there's a lot of news in this. Some are saying going back to school, some are saying you can go out, some are saying you can't go out. Scientists have said this, the R rates that, and I think there's a lot of confusion, and there's some people who are just doing whatever they want to do within the boundaries. There's some that aren't, but we'll not go there. But there's a lot of us who have really struggled with going with the rules, following it, made massive sacrifices to look after ourselves, look after our key workers, look after each other, and all of a sudden we've had that amount of fear, and it's been drummed in us, rightly so. It's been drummed in us that actually now when it comes to it, the thought of those being released is quite a tricky time. So that's what I wanted to look at. I thought we'd look at that each day this week, how you can create your very own safety plan, how you can feel safe within your boundaries. Morning, Miss Donna. Morning, Lou. It's fabulous. So just bear with me. I'm just going to just sit here for a second. Yay. Sorry, I'm smiling at the spaniel that's on the floor. Just in case you wonder why, I'm just looking at the floor and going, yay. I have one of the boys. It's Mr. Budley, Mr. Romeo. He'll be about somewhere. Morning, Kimberly. Great to have you with us. Here we go. So I tell you what I have done. Happy June, everybody. Happy June. So because it is a new month, and my lovely friend Michelle reminded me, which was very good of her. Morning, Jodes. I have printed off this month's Joyful June calendar. So these are, if you remember, we started to look at these last month. Action for Happiness. Anyone can go on and print these calendars off. You can also sign up to the app, where you get each day you get the individual date sent over to you. And this particular month, I love this Joyful June, and then it's got in brackets even in difficult times. So the idea of these calendars, or the way I use them within class, is that we look at them and it's about giving you some new and good ideas, things that you might forgot that you used to enjoy doing, things that you can look at and think, oh, I wouldn't mind giving that a go actually. So it's about generating new ideas for you, things that you can look at. Morning, Mum. Things that you can look at and think to yourself, oh, I wouldn't mind giving that a go. So it's nice actually. Look at me colouring out in print. I went to printing colour when I was at college, but now I'm working from home. Oh, hello. It's has to be in colour, this one. So again, this is actionforhappiness.org, and you can print these calendars off yourself, or you can get them just so that you can have a look at it on your phone, or you can get the free app, which is really good as well. So I thought, so for today, let's have a look. Monday the 1st, dun dun dun. Decide to look for what's good, even on the difficult days. And it's interesting when we read this, because actually these are the things that we have been looking at while we've been together in the last 2 to 3 months. Is how can we find those silver linings? What can we focus on when there's so much that's been going on around us, which, let's be honest, we've had no control over. And I think it's that part I want us to look at now. How do we regain that trust within ourselves? Because I've had to follow other people's rules, we've had to follow other people's regulations that they've put in, and you know, we're all right with that. That needed to be put in, and it needed to be done the way that it was done. So that's not really, there's no issue around that. No issue around that. What it is how do we get that trust now back within ourselves? Because it's a little bit like that area when you're little and Mum's going, come on, let's hold your hand. And then actually Mum's not there and no one to hold your hand anymore. It's that bit. So it's how do we find those steps that we can trust within ourselves. I had a feeling, Miss Linda, it always comes to me, I had a feeling. How do we put those steps within ourselves so that we still have that control? Because you do have control. There was a message I put on over the weekend about just respecting how you are feeling around all of these thoughts. If you want to just write, you know, sleeves are up, I'm going to this, this and this and this, and that's what you want to do, and you're comfortably doing it within the safe boundaries, then you do that. If you're there going, I'm still not sure, I don't know if I want to go out, or if I do want to go out, I only want to do a small thing, then follow that. There are no rights and wrongs. Well, there's a lot of rights and wrongs actually, but there's no rights and wrongs with regards to how you feel. We've all been locked down, some of us for longer than others, and there's been a lot of fear because there's been a lot that's been going on. So to suddenly now go, oh, 1st of June, there you go everybody, oh, you can do this, this and this. I think some people will get on with it. Some people are chomping at the bit. There's a lot of us who aren't. What is this chat? Hello Amy. Hello Lee. So this chat today is around looking at how we can build our own strategy, how we can build our own safety plan. So that's what we're going to be looking at this week. And good morning to anybody I missed while I was going through with you then. So some of the questions that I wrote down this morning, sorry, the sun's really kind of reflecting off the screen, which is lovely. So I've looked at 10 steps to life after lockdown. So I'm going to start to go into them each day, and we'll expand on them, because I just don't want to throw 10 things at you now. What I will probably do as well, if it's all right, is I'll do some posts around them as well so we can start to follow them. I will show you my little drawing. You see why I'm not an artist, but basically this is what happens. I know it's back to front. I know that's not helpful to you. But I want us to look at, over the course of this week, our strengths. So we're looking at when a challenge comes along, we have a negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative self-talk, which then turns into panic. And once we panic hits, we're no longer able to think. So some of the things that we've been looking at, how do we take those steps back to normality when we're unsure what normal is anymore? How can we find that sense of our safety when everything we took for granted, everyday things such as shopping for food, meeting with family and friends, we've been told we can't do anymore because it could make us ill or even worse? How do we now find that part of us that we trust to look after ourselves when we've been following others' rules so we can stand on our own 2 feet again? Where do we look for that advice now that we've been told trust your common sense, and you look around and there's still got that fear in your heart? The answers to all of these steps are by taking small steps each and every day. For me, it feels like it's about making a little bit of, not even being a little bit, it's about making a plan and being prepared. We might well have done the same journey, this, that and the other, but the roads have all changed. So it's about having a plan. So I'll go through some of these, but I will go in more detail as we do each day, if that's okay. So I think the first thing I want to say to you, if we're talking about going out it could be literally for the first time. I know lovely Linda's looking to take her dog for a walk today, and she hasn't been out for such a long time because she's absolutely has been looking after herself. So it's about knowing where you're going to go, having an idea, having a plan in mind, but let's not set ourselves up to fail. Let's not go, do you know what, I'm going to do this and this. What you're going to do is you're going to start off small. You're going to start off realistic. You're going to start off as well, if it's all right, to do something that feels like a treat to you. Good morning, Lou. So the first one I want you to do is don't set yourself up. You don't want to be setting yourself up. Plan small trips to safety. So don't pick something that you know feels overwhelmingly unsafe. Don't pick something that your gut instinct is not sure about that. And there's a lot of places I'm not going to go for quite some time, and I'm okay with that, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I just have to do what's right and what I feel is right for me and my safety and my family's safety. So that's what I want you to have a think about. So plan small trips, and I've put in brackets to safety. Pick a quiet time to start. So if you're able to go out at a different time to everybody else, then do it. Don't, and I know it's a little bit unusual at the moment anyhow, but for me, if I can get out early, I'd probably go out a little bit earlier, or I might wait till a little bit later. It might be that you are going to go to the supermarket or somewhere, and if you get there and there's really long queues and you're really uncomfortable, stay in your car, drive and go back home. At least you've got in your car. I don't want anybody feeling if they've got in a car to go somewhere and then when they've got there they felt too overwhelmed and that you failed. You've not failed. What you've done is you've got in your car, or you've got ready. If you've got ready and still not gone, that's all right too, because you've got ready. The next time you try it, you'll have got ready and maybe got to the door, or you maybe have got in the car and get to a supermarket or wherever it is that you're going. Good morning. Mindfulness followed by light meditation. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Lou. Now this, start small. Start with something. So, as Miss Linda, Linda, I hope it's okay to if you take the first step, you've not failed, absolutely. The fact that you've decided you're going to do it, that's your first step. That's your first barrier. And if that's in there for a little while, that's all right. Don't then go, I want to do this, but I haven't done it, so therefore I failed, right? You haven't. Just think about it. Give yourself time. There is no need for any of us to be rushing anything. Just be where you are. This is about you feeling safe and making a plan that works in your world. I will keep saying that because that's really important. Do not, this is a Nikki telling off, okay? Do not compare yourself to anybody else, because on any level of life, when you start to compare yourself, nothing good has ever come out of that. Please, right now, do not compare yourself to anybody else. Take your time. Oh, hello, Liz. She's off again today. You made me smile on with the microphone on Friday. That made me smile. So this is one that I use, and I teach this in all of my classes, but for personally, again, feels quite apt at the moment. Justin's been doing this as well when he's been the one who's been going to the supermarket. Take a distraction with you. So for me, I always have my Kindle with me, or I'll have some earphones in my bag, so that if you do get to the supermarket, you can put those earphones in and you can take yourself away from what's going on, and you can listen to your music. Or it's quite capable, if you're having to queue, you can sit and read, or stand and read even. Well, you can sit in the queue if you want, but you can stand and read. Because what you're doing there, this is being very mindful, what you're doing is, morning Ria, what you're doing there is you're going into your senses. So you're going in, what can I see, what can I hear? If you're standing in a queue somewhere to get in, and you're listening to someone negative over there, which, to be fair, actually, the once or twice I have been, I haven't particularly heard it, but I have seen some of the fear. But this is probably going back 6-7 weeks, I'll be honest with you. So it is changing slightly. Morning, Matt. Just focus on you. Just focus on you. This seems a really apt time to show you something that we've done before, but I want to show you again because it's going to be worthwhile. So I'm going to just do, with all of you now, some finger breathing. So you can do this wherever you are, whether you're walking in the park, whether you're in a queue, whether you're in a supermarket, wherever you are. If you feel that moment where it feels like you might be feeling overwhelmed, or you know what I mean, when the heart starts pounding a little bit more, that little tension comes too. I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'll show you every day if you want me to show you every day. Okay, so get your hand. Do me a favour, do it with me now. No one else can see you, right? It's just me they're looking at. And when you do this in like the real world, when you need it, just so you know, you don't have to walk around with your hand like this. So if you do this in a supermarket and you do it with your hand up and you put it in front of your face, it freaks everybody out, so they will move. So if it's because there's too many people near you, just start doing this, they'll move, right? So this is finger breathing. They do this in the AA departments, they do this in hospital. The idea is you can do this, no one else knows that you're doing it. I'm just doing it like this to show you. So have your hands up, please, either there or wherever it's comfortable. But I'll do this just so I can show you. And the idea is here is you're going to be tapping into your senses. So when we're starting to feel anxious, it's usually because our heart's beating a little bit more, our breathing is getting a little bit faster, a little bit shallower. So the idea of this is to remind you the speed you want to breathe and to take those pauses in between. So I'll do it that way because it's just easier for me. The idea is, and I'll just show you first of all before we all do it together, the idea is as you breathe, as you move your finger to the top of your finger, you're breathing in. So it would be breathing in, and then when you get to the top, you're going to squeeze. Sorry, I'm trying to do that now. You're going to squeeze, you're going to hold your breath, and then you're going to run your finger down and you're going to breathe out. And then when you get to the bottom, you're going to pause. So it will be breathing in, pause, breathing out, pause, breathing in, and breathing out. Okay, let's try that all of us together. All of us, just get your feet on the floor. And I know that sounds really obvious when you're standing somewhere. If you hear my voice in your head saying, put your feet on the floor, that's a good thing. Because what you're doing there is you're grounding yourself. Because when anxiety comes, we go into our head. What we want to do is go back into our body. We want our feet planted on the floor. So just hear my voice going, make sure your feet on the floor, relax your shoulders. You're giving yourself instructions. Okay. I don't know why I'm trying to do this really weird-handedly, but I am doing it, aren't I? So we'll go with it. All of us together. And breathing in. Pause and squeeze. Breathing out. Pause. Breathing in. Pause. And squeeze. Breathing out. Breathing in. breathing out. Breathing in. Big breath out. Breathing in. Squeeze. Sorry. Big breath out. Okie dokie. So that's how you do finger breathing. That I thought was very apt just to remind us that we can do that anywhere. So if I'm doing this now, I know you can't see me, but that's the idea. You can just be, oh, I needs to know what you're doing. Because if you're breathing and you're doing that, you're doing it at that speed, let me just tell you, that's not helpful. So this is to remind you, it's the visual reminder to slow the breathing down. What you're doing is you're taking back control to remember it's okay to breathe and to pause. The other thing you're doing as well, so you've got the visual, you've got the auditory, the breathing in, you've got the touch as well. So this is about engaging senses, breathing out. Oh, good, Kimberly. It's just something that's really easy to do. Nobody else needs to know you're doing it. And I think that's the key, is I go back to what I said earlier. Don't compare yourself to others. We're lucky. We're all open here. We'll be saying, do you know what, I'm worried about that, or I've got this coming up. Because we've built that bond. We know it's a safe place for us to go. I've got this coming up or that coming up, and I'm feeling a bit this. And I'll guarantee you, someone will put that on, you'll have another half a dozen replies that goes, oh my God, me too. I'm feeling like that. So that actually gives us reassurance. I think sometimes we forget that and we think, I'm such an idiot because I can't. Whatever the next part is, that needs to stop. That next part needs to stop. So it's about, that's what I want us to do today. I want us to think about, so that's the first step, where are you planning on going? Now, that doesn't mean you're going to go today. It could be, do you know what, Nick? No, I'm not going anywhere for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I'm going to stay as I am. This suits me. Good. Good. If that's where you are, good. If you're saying, no, do you know what, Nick? I'm going to go out this afternoon. Good. Whatever works for you. So, where are you going to go? So thinking about some of the steps we looked at before, we're not going to set ourselves up. We're going to plan something small, something doable, that you know feels like your old version of safety. Now might not be the time to go and try somewhere brand new. Familiar would be good, because that will give you that sense of security. If we're able to, picking a quiet time to start. So if you think about when I go and walk the boys in the morning, we're usually there at 7 o'clock. Only because I quite enjoy not being around lots of other people. I like talking to you. I'm just not a fan of meeting lots and lots of people. But I knew, no, if I went, so when it was normal times, I wouldn't go near that park at a weekend because I know it's packed. Not so much now. It's like if I was going to go to a supermarket, I wouldn't go to a supermarket on a Saturday afternoon because it would be busy. Again, I know there's slightly unusual times now. I'm just trying to get this across to you. If you're able to go for this first couple of times, we're going to start small. You hear that bird? It's beautiful. We're going to start small. And we're going to take a distraction. Have something in your handbag. Your distraction could be who you're going with. My distraction would be pricey. So I could witter on, or listen to him wittering on. It doesn't matter. It's just that distraction. It could be, I'm going to put my headphones in. That's a really good one, headphones. Headphones in. I'm going to take my Kindle. I'm going to take a book. I'm going to take something that I can just sit and or look round. I could be looking for 5 things that are a certain colour. What colours can I see? So just spend a moment now. Just look behind me. And gently in your mind, just list off the different things that you can see, just in your mind. And what colours are they? Just really notice the different kind of trees that are there. How many houses can you see? It's a little bit like, you know, when we were little and we used to play I Spy, and our parents used to do it with us. It was to keep us quiet, let's be honest, and then we do it with our kids. It's ways to occupy your mind, and that's what you're looking at. So it could be how many different colours I can see. Can I see anything beginning with A? Can I see anything beginning with B? These are just little distraction things that you can use that no one needs to know you're doing if you're feeling anxious. Or just stop your mind, let it focus on something different instead of all of the fear and the other bits and pieces that are in there, because those are feeling really real right now. So that's the other thing I want to say to you. Please don't dismiss how you're feeling. Oh, you're all having a right telling off today, aren't you? Just realise that. Mrs. Price, get off your soapbox. Right. No, I just think it's really, really important that we don't judge ourselves against anyone else. However you are feeling is valid. But let's take small steps. Let's do it together. Let's celebrate the fact that actually I have made a decision where I want to go. I did manage to get to the door. I got myself dressed. Let's be honest, for some of us, the greatest respect, getting dressed. Other than wearing tracksuit bottoms. That's why I dress up on a Friday, so that I haven't forgotten how to get dressed up. Whatever your achievement is, celebrate it. Do not focus on the fact that actually you couldn't get on the train and go to Manchester or the Trafford Centre. Ooh, I wouldn't want to do that if I with the greatest respect. I wouldn't want to do that under normal times. I love that. Kimber, my daughter gets travel sick and we look for silver cars. How many can we see? Love it. That's it. Whatever we used to do, it's a bit like colouring in and dot to dot, things we used to do when we were little, that is mindfulness. All right. Talking which I'm mindful of time, sorry. I hung myself there, didn't I? I just felt that was important. Okie dokie, let's bring all that together and let's just give ourselves permission just to allow some of that to go in and give you permission to take in the parts that are going to be helpful for you. Okie doke. Mindfulness chat. Thank you, Donna. So, if I can get you, if you're sitting like I am, to have your feet resting on the surface. Me neither, Lou, I'll be honest with you. A bit hungry. And if you can feel the surface that your legs are resting on. Allow your shoulders to relax. That sun is really, it's beautiful actually. It really is on the back of my neck and shoulders today. Just imagine all of that tension going. Don't forget, you could always take a copy of these mindfulness with you on your phone. So don't fall asleep standing up in the queue at Morrison's. Just saying. Sorry, that's not helpful, is it? Allow your jaw to relax, mouth, your tongue to drop into the bottom of your mouth. If you've not done so far, and you choose to, close your eyes. Relaxing your forehead and your cheeks. Allowing yourself just to settle. Allowing that stillness just to be there. Just focusing on the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Ignoring the spaniel. It's just our usual soundtrack. It's just stood at the door watching me. Just be where you are. I'll go and see what he needs. And breathe. The postman's here. I should know when the postman's here, shouldn't I? Taking this moment to resettle. And knowing it's okay to follow your own instincts. To start to listen to yourself and trust yourself. Finding this moment of calm and stillness. Moments of pause in between the inner chatter. Allowing yourself to not to compare yourself to anybody else. Acknowledging and praising yourself for every small achievement that you're able to do so far. And know that whatever you do achieve, it is enough. Give yourself the time to make a plan for your next step forward. And to trust what feels right for you. To thank your inner wisdom. Just listening to the birds, allowing that warmth to ease away any worries or concerns. Just acknowledging them, thanking them for bringing them to your attention, and then letting them go. And slowly, in your own time, come back to where we are today. You might just want to wiggle your toes, move your shoulders around, have a good stretch. There we go. Coming back to where we are. I shall start putting him downstairs. Well, at least we're just finishing. You need to watch. Actually, you do need to watch the replay. At least you'll enjoy this. I love my spaniel very much, but he doesn't half bark. Thank you, all of you. I hope that helped you. I really do. I'm going to continue every day this week. We're going to looking at different ways for you to feel safe as we start to make plans moving forward. And don't be in any rush to make any plans moving forward. I just think it's good that we start to just talk about it, start to just let it be there, notice how you feel about it. We don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So I hope that's been of use to you today. If it has, please let me know. Put something in the comments below. Feel free to share this to other people. Let's get as many people as we can starting to feel comfortable and safe in this next part as we move forward. Have a wonderful day. I dare say I'll be putting something on later, so I'll probably see you later. Feeling that I shall see you tomorrow morning for the walk. I'm back again here for our lovely chats and another mindfulness session. Thank you to each and every one of you. Big hugs, kisses, and I'll see you soon. Bye.